Alright, ladies, buckle up. Welcome to episode 2.5 of Stupid Payday Builds. This is 2.5 because this is not a canonical episode. However, this is material enough for an episode. So, the real question here is what to do with Stoic. Actually, there's some stuff I can do here. I don't know. Figure something out. No. Right, so, if you're not aware, Stoic can be summed up thusly. You have no armor. All your armor is converted to health, basically the opposite of anarchist. You have a flask that replaces your throwable. You can drink every 10 seconds, but not while being tased or undergoing automatic fire, because it is technically a throwable. You can have up to about 450 health or so cap, with kind of this bizarre nature where 75% of the damage you take will be stored as a DOT to apply over 16 seconds, so you don't have to worry about that immediately. And the other 25% of the damage is actually dealt directly to your health. And using your flask or not taking damage for 4 seconds will negate all the stored damage on you and convert, I think it was 25%, 50%? I want to say it's 50%. Yeah. This is an additional 50%, but there's no 50% mentioned before now. So about 50% of the damage you were going to take over the 16 seconds is now turned to health. I will give a forewarning. Do not combine this with Basic Frenzy. Either go Frenzy Ace or don't go Frenzy at all. Basic Frenzy's healing received minus 75% will make it completely unprofitable, and you will be a ticking time bomb of eventual destruction. I guess if you can do it with Basic Frenzy, I would pay money to see that shit, but I don't think any plausible man could run serious heists with it and not instantly, or eventually collapse a slow and sad death. There's one other fast I think I forgot here. What is it? See. Oh, yes. So the one fast I forgot. When your health is below 35%, the cooldown of your flask is reduced by 2 seconds for each enemy you kill. If you're above 35% health, it is 1 second. This is, of course, for the fully loaded deck. So Frenzy Ace will make your flask cool down after 5 kills. Note, there is no refire time or no time constraint on how often you can trigger a kill, taking 2 seconds or 1 second off the flask. So with Frenzy, you will always get 2 seconds off the flask, so 5 kills is guaranteed flask renewal. But actually, after experimenting, I was surprised. I thought Frenzy Ace was going to be the ship at this. Not really so. So if you factor in the 25% damage reduction, just go mathematical here, you basically have about half the damage absorption you would have without having Frenzy at all. But it turns out a larger health pool is substantially better, because basically your enemies take time to notice you. So if you have a larger health pool, you can roll around in more damage before popping your flask, because they'll shoot you a little bit, and then they'll all notice, and they'll shoot you even more. It's a rough rule of thumb. It's not necessarily an explicit law, but that tends to be how it goes. And basically, the most damage you take per second, and then kill all your enemies or hide from them, and then pop your flask, having wasted as little time with the damage over time taking effect, is basically the best healing ratio you're going to get and the most damage negation you're going to get. Consequently, a larger health pool and landing the damage accelerate as more and more dudes shoot you and you do more and more stupid stuff before eventually killing them all or popping the flask in cover or whatever the hell else you have to do. We will give you the best results. So for having a smaller health pool, you tend to get shot in the back for that. And you can increase your health pool further because your armor is converted to health by getting Iron Man Ace. I highly recommend you take Duck and Cover Basic and Parkour Basic to negate the speed penalty. You should probably have those skills anyways, but the actual skill set and weapons we're going to go through here, and yes, I'm going to go through the weapons in depth this time. We have Combat Medic Basic to get into the tree, Quick Fix Basic. It's actually really good because it decreases first aid kit and Dr. Pack deploy time. This will save the hell out of your life. We have Uppers Ace for 14 medkits as primary or 7 medkits as secondary, and if you die on top of your medkit, you get full healing and negate your down once per 20 seconds. Let's see, with Combat Doctor, you get 2 Doctor Bags with 4 charges as primary, or 1 Doctor Bag with 4 charges as secondary. And I'm doing primary secondary for a good reason here. If you know your skills, you'll know what I'm talking about. We have Resilience Ace to reduce flashbangs, because flashbangs are extremely untactical for this class. They will sabotage you more than even most classes. Transporter Ace, just to kind of fill points, and Die Hard Ace, mostly just for the basic. I guess the 20 armor might help in some cases, but I don't think it applies to the ICTV armor. But yeah, what you do get from all these points is exactly the right amount of points getting into the tree, as you can see here. And then you get Iron Man Ace for that 30% bonus armor in the ICTV. And now we go third law. It doesn't matter for sentry targeting practice or eco-sentry. Both these are horrible because we're not going to be using turrets. So we just went sentry by default. Then went Jack of all trades Ace. So we deploy and interact with deployables 100% faster. Combined with uppers, that is some good... Wait, was it uppers? No, I think it was quick fix. That is some good ass shit. Because that means you can activate medkits in a pinch or doctor bags and save your life in split-second decisions. And that is everything you have to do, basically, as this class. Everything will happen in an incredibly fast pace, and you just have to be able to keep pace. And of course, acing it lets us bring both medkits and doctor's bags. I usually go primary medkits, secondary doctor's bags, but having 2 doctor bags can save your life if you get too walled in by enemies and can't get to your doctor bags. Having a second one to deploy at another location could very well save you the entire raid. This is an extremely tough call. I have no idea which to use just yet. I am experimenting vastly. And of course, because we're running Death Wish, we are actually murdering the crap out of everything, and we need to murder crap pretty quickly to get the maximum blast effectiveness. So for this, I'm actually using a submachine gun and the World Friend 7.62. If you can't get the World Friend, I would highly recommend going with the grenade launcher, and you may have to play around with your settings past that to get the best results. But basically, we have Steady Grip Basic, Fire Control Ace, and Lock and Load Ace, and Body Expertise Ace. Steady Grip Basic gives you weapon accuracy. It's unavoidable to get into the tree. Fire Control Ace is actually used for the 12 hip fire accuracy and the 20% movement penalty reduction. Kind of a hard call between Surefire's potential, but we went with that. And we got Lock and Load Ace because it gives you better reload time and the ability to hip fire while sprinting, which is really nice. And Body Expertise Ace gotten in once again with the exact amount of points needed, if you check our math here. Gives you massive amounts of headshot damage on body shot, up to 90%, which is super good for spraying and praying at a very rapid pace. I haven't worried about accuracy too much. Now, we also have Duck and Cover Basic and Parkour Basic, as already mentioned. We have Second Wind Basic to get into the tree, and this is, of course, the right-hand Ghost tree for Silent Killer, and we have Aced Professional and Silence Killing. We really want Silence Killing, or sorry, Specialized Killing. Now, for the 30%, I guess one of those things are actually called Silent Killer, but I guess not. And yeah, this gives us about 30% basic weapon damage, and we have suppressors on the main mode of the Wolfriend 7.62 and the SMG, whichever one we're using. This is incredibly important. Since we're going to be using a suppressor to compensate for damage, we're also getting the stability and weapon accuracy. Basically, this is because we don't have Frenzy Ace. If you have Frenzy Ace, you can probably ditch all silencer skills, but the improved ballistics from the Professional is also really nice still. It's arguably better than using even a competitor's compensator to use the bigger the better suppressor. But we're not going Frenzy. So with Frenzy and Berserker combined, you can expect about 30% or 33%, somewhere around there, bonus range damage, and it goes higher the lower your health is. Obviously, because our health fluctuates wildly as we play this class, that's actually better than Silence Killing in terms of damage output. But it is substantially worse than health pool, and it is also worse because once you trigger Berserker, you can't have third-party regeneration effects. I don't know, maybe if you own Hostage Taker first person, you can still heal yourself. Third party isn't really made explicitly clear, but being able to heal above 50% is pretty nice with this setup, but still being able to deal increased damage in a pinch is very important, because that will apply with all weapons if you have Berserker Ace. Which means when we blow up 35% and we have faster flash cooldown, we also kick the most ass possible. With Berserker and Specialized Killing Ace, we will absolutely annihilate the enemy composition below 35% health. However, we won't live very long, which sucks ass, but it's unavoidable basically. So our weaponry, we're going obviously throwable, Stoics, hip flask because it's physically unavoidable. We have El Verdugo, or any other weapon that's high output like this. I think the katana and the greatsword have pretty similar output, if not identical. The El Verdugo, though, is highly concealable at 29 and extremely effective at cutting down villagers with just basic attacks. If you have Bloodthirst Basic. Bloodthirst Ace gives you reload speed for doing that. The Bloodthirst Basic will let you store up to 1600% bonus melee damage for the next strike. I probably said melee. I tend to anglify that, but it should be melee, the proper pronunciation. And so I have 3 different SMDs I've experimented with here, and I'm not sure which one I like the best just yet. There is the P90, which isn't bad. In fact, I had this at 88 accuracy earlier. I've got outfitted with Bigger Better, obviously the combined module from Butcher Pack, Compact Holosight just because, the Assault Frame for aesthetics. I don't have the Speedbolt Max Cell because I don't have the Ultimate Edition, but that would probably actually fix my only complaint with this weapon, which is reload time. And the pickup rate's a little anemic as well, having only 150 total supply. Now, comparably, the Para also has about the same accuracy, but slightly higher stability, less concealment in this build. Also, you can get this up to about 96 accuracy cap if you lock it on semi, or 92 cap normally. I think I went with the contractor stock instead of the wide stock. Oh, no, sorry, the war-torn stock. So I did lose 4 accuracy for the sake of aesthetics, but that's not really a big deal, seeing I slapped on accuracy boost anyways. And we have, comparably, we have this, what is this, CMP9, whatever the hell it is. This guy, very similar to an MP7 in stats, but this has, I think, slightly better total ammo, which gives us, combined with its pretty high rate of fire, what was this, 952, yeah, about 952 rate of fire, which means being able to fire in short bursts, so you can get pretty high effectiveness for damage output, even on Death Wish, the skill set included, of course. But you still have a very large total ammo supply, so just spraying like that isn't really a bad thing, at least with Sharp-Eyed in the party. It probably isn't overall, given how much I'm just slinging grenades at everyone, but, without Sharp-Eyed, the build might fall apart. You might need to get fully loaded Ace, which wouldn't be impossible, but it would be inconvenient. Right, so, considering all of that now, the actual weapon we're using on these specific builds, I'm going to use the CMP9 because it's actually pretty good. We have the Bigger Better for plus 8 accuracy and plus 4 stability, which is another, what is that, plus 12 stability and plus 8 accuracy, I want to say, because it is now a silenced weapon. That is an extremely good bundle deal. I think you can also go with the Tactical Suppressor that gives you less accuracy for more stability, and this gun has stability falling out of its ass already. We went with an accuracy boost because this gun can aim for shit. Didn't lock it on anything, because locking it on auto, which would be the mode if I had to choose, would lower the accuracy. But with a military laser module, because the combined modules the LED combo. I think the combined module is what pistols use? Yeah. But the LED combo is pretty rare to get, being a Butcher mod pack item versus a courier item, and we're at 100 stability either way, so it doesn't really matter. And with the extended magazine, because of course, there's no trade-off. Oh, whoops. Quick preview. And they went with the military red dot with a blue circle 2, and we went with a skeletal stock for more stability, more accuracy. We just want the most accuracy we can get out of the build, and this is about it, short of locking it on semi. The Para, it's an interesting build. I'm not going to go through it just yet. I will do, whoops. Well, I pushed modify instead of preview. Screw it, we're going through it. The basic weapon skin, Seminole, because it's cheap and actually looks pretty good, even if it's battle worn like this one. Actually, kind of like battle worn better for the character. But medium barrel, plus 4 accuracy, Bigger Better, same reasoning. Accuracy boost, of course. No fire mode setting. Aftermarket shorty, because it actually looks really good with those gold tints in this case, but usually I like the default rail actually the best in terms of aesthetics. But plus 8 stability is nice. We have a military laser module, because turns out LED combos once again unneeded. Pro grip, because concealment doesn't matter and has the tied best stats. Looks the best on this aesthetically, or in terms of aesthetics. Aesthetically is not a word, fun fact. Brush thrower receiver for that plus 2, because seriously, why wouldn't you have the AK car pack? Quad stack mag, while it does penalize accuracy some, Gives us a massive increase in magazine size, more than double, which is really nice. We have the ACOF with a yellow circle too, and a contractor. Oh, sorry, this isn't the contractor stock. This is a 2B stock. The contractor stock's the John Wick DLC. But yeah, and we have lightweight upper receiver for the sake of stability and accuracy, being the most accurate. And yeah, this is about the best you can build, but we're going to go with the CMP9. And finally, the Little Friend 762 to get through the build we have here. We went with no skin because they're both pretty horrible. Okay. Actually, I think the Mansion Mauler is alright. In fact, actually, it's pretty alright. This is better than I remember. It's a little tacky in some respects, but not horrible. And this is just plain hideous in my opinion. This is all the wrong shade of red. We went to bigger the better for obvious reasons. A stability boost. I actually locked this thing on auto because it doesn't apply to the grenade launcher, obviously. And it wouldn't matter anyways. And it's pretty good for mowing down dozers and panic fire, given the high rate of fire and extremely high base damage. As long as you don't use the rifle mode too often, and I don't, you're pretty much good to go. We also have a Workpunk 45 degree with a green circle 2, and a professional choice sight because they're basically the same optic if you look. Virtually identical. With a blue circle 4, I want to say that is. Yeah, circle 4. And basically we use this as our main optic for the higher zoom on the primary optic, combined with the open center allows for accurate long-range shooting. And the Rickpunk with the circle 2 allows for a less zoom, kind of more comfortable cant of the weapon, while also giving a pretty good reticle I find for medium and close range shooting. So between the two optics, we have pretty good choices for either mode. We can just kind of cycle around how we want. So we're going to get the show on the road finally here, and thanks for bearing with me through that. That is quite the discussion going on. If you have input, I would love to hear it in the comments below. Stoic is a hell of a mistress to tangle with. And we're actually going to challenge ourselves, and we're going to go for Hoxton Breakout, which is Dennis. But we're going to go Death Wish. Difficulty doesn't really matter that much with this build because your weakness is too much damage, but your friend is too much damage. As long as it's not, literally dying of direct damage where you pop your flask. So, not a huge difference. I guess if you play below Mayhem, you don't have the penalty on health when getting revived by AI or teammates. So that's kind of nice. And we're actually going to go primary, secondary again. I'm going to make this call. And yeah, this is kind of just a little toss-up, by the way. So basically the weakness of this class is not being able to find cover or kill all your enemies in time, which means this will be an extremely challenging mission. I guarantee it. But its strengths are being able to engage a shit ton of enemies for short durations for killing them all or finding cover. If I'm lucky, I can pull this one out of my ass, but I'm not about to bet on it. Nice, we got 14 medkits, a 1 docs bag, 4 charges. Should be a pretty good setup. If we're good, we can react in incredibly quick time. But not much else to say except shut up and play.
Fuck, that was some explosion.
Get Hawks out of there. Up to the street. Move it.
Never mind the sodding safe house. I've got a plan, and you lads want to help me, right?
Okay, we got it secured. Get him in back. Fucking cops.
You need to clear that car. Let the driver know you're ready to move. Gang, the cops have the city locked down. Fighting through is the only option, so we need you to go on the ground. That means the truck is going to stay with you.
Some fucking cunt snitch. I need to find out who.
I killed the shield. The shield is dead. Good night, Taser.
Where the fuck were you? I
When
was
you're ready,
waiting like a
give the driver the
princess in a
signal.
goddamn tower.
Don't let the cops focus on the truck.
Shield is
Did me
dead.
first stint at Strangeways. Just got me last. I'm not going back, lads.
Taser is dead.
Can't move forward. What do we do?
The sniper is down.
The driver's waiting on your signal, gang.
Gotcha. Moving.
Engage the cops. Make them forget about the truck.
I took the shield out.
Whoever ended up in custody.
The shield is dead.
I'm gonna miss giving that arsehole Roscoe a sound thrashing. And maybe we should break him out too.
Signal the driver when you're ready to go.
Couldn't get a proper brew at that place. Old green tea and Earl Grey bollocks. Where's the gold?
Draw fire from the truck, gang.
Hurry and open the gate.
Grab the ticket at the machine. It'll open the gate.
I'm not gonna miss that prison food, I'll tell you that much. Shit on a fucking shingle.
Down on the ground.
You're gonna give me a heart attack. Our recess is over, fellas. Let's get back in business. Bite down. The cops are throwing in another gear. Heavy units moving in.
Well, fuck me sideways if it isn't John Wick. I thought you got out. How's the family?
Taser, taser.
What, did I say something bad?
Point stop. Whoever's back from custody.
The shield is dead.
The warrants will be controlled remotely. Security officer or something. Find it and get them
Taser
down.
will be tasing no more.
Dallas, your little brother should give my name back and call himself Houston.
Taken care of.
Now.
Bulldozer!
Wolf, you've been barking up the wrong tree for years, and now you find me.
Good night, Taser! I took the medic out!
Keep looking for the control room. Must be here somewhere.
The dozer is down!
Great. Now keep the cops away from there.
I got the taser!
I'm going straight. You don't want to be around Hazleton on Thursday. 2 words. Looking pinky nice.
I killed the shield! For sure! First aid kit ready!
Oh, you just like Doris behind. Mickey the
dozer is dead.
Dirty Allen, fish fingers. Good luck.
Taser is dead! Hands up! The taser is dead! I killed the taser!
I don't know how many
I
times
feel
I've
the need
saved
for
your
speed,
ass,
gang.
Jake. And
Strip
this is
the
how
owner
you
off the
repay
truck.
me. You could get me a limo at the very fucking least.
Put the ticket in the gate. Let's finish this.
But in time.
Alright, overall comments, pretty good except for fumbling with the little friend. I forget you can't switch between grenade launcher and rifle while aiming down optic. And I also have some other problems with reload time, things like that. So I think I got down once in the fight with the dozer because I fumbled grenade launcher mode like 3 times. Other than that, Clover shouldn't have died twice. But shit happens, I guess. And only use 4 medkits, not bad. I'm just going to shut up again and let day 2 take its own course.
Well, lads, thanks for breaking me out, but I shouldn't have been there to begin with. Someone set me up. There's the end. Move. Last one.
Ready.
Truck's totaled. And I'll find us another ride.
Civilians are an asset. You kill them, they're gone.
We need to find the operations room. That's where we'll find the info we need.
Good luck, everybody.
Get down now! Get down! Down! Drop your gun!
Hey, you're just wasting ammo and jeopardizing the operation.
Shield is dead! Get down, now! Down, on the ground! This is it!
We're here. I need to get to the server. Drop these feds. Okay, I found my case file. I'm digging through it.
I deployed a first aid kit! I killed the taser! I killed the shield! I took the shield out! It's secured!
Psych! I need a few files not on the service. Witness testimony kept in the archive. Get down there.
Good night, taser! The shield is dead! Shield is down!
A low profile in here.
The cloaker is dead! The medic is dead!
Careful.
People, that was well handled. You bought yourself a breather, so start breathing and get it done. The testimonies are somewhere in the archives. Search through their records and see if you can find them.
Stay put. Medic is here.
That's them. Now, get them back to Hoxton.
I've got you covered.
I'll get to work. Cover me.
Now, give them hell.
The captain arrived!
It's secured! The taser is dead! Shield is dead!
They just set another civilian free.
I got the sniper!
God fucking bless sniper.
This one belongs to me. Give them hell, guys. They sure intend to treat you the same way. New units rolling in.
I took the shield out!
covered.
Stack up.
Don't get mad. Get even.
Taser!
I got the taser. Stay clear. The dozer is down. Good night, dozer.
More units. More guns coming your way, gang.
Squeeze them. The shield is dead.
Smoke! Open up and wait about.
Sealed to prison medical ward.
I took the shield out.
It'll hurt, but you...
I got the shield. I killed the medic.
Shield!
Interesting. Files on the
shield.
server are pointing to some evidence being held by forensics. Let's check it out.
Good night, taser.
The evidence that Hoxton spoke of will be in that lockup. Look for it. It should be marked out.
Ready now.
No one wants to win!
Okay, we got it secured. It's secured.
No DNA match found.
Oh, crap. Came out blank. Keep searching. Keep scanning.
I got the taser. Good night, taser. The shield is dead. I killed the shield.
DNA match found.
I couldn't get a positive idea on who the DNA belongs to, but we got a sample, so that will help. Now, get back to Hoxton. Gonna be a lot of early retirement forms filed today. Okay, you earned your chance here. Don't waste it.
I got the sniper. Shield is down. It's secure.
I'll take care of this one myself.
Ready up!
I got the taser. Taser will be tasing no more.
Check your corners.
You're going to prison. Try to surround them. I'll get to work. Cover me.
Shield is dead. I killed the sniper.
body count.
Backstabbing wanker.
Right, so,
Me, I can't believe
anyone
someone
else to say?
ratted me out.
I guess you know why I've named the class Corporal tonight is because goddamn, they're laying grenades all hours
I'll
of
be
day.
in touch.
That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed.